There is a quiet tragedy that happens every day in human life, and most people never notice it. If you observe the world closely, you will see something strange. The people with the biggest hearts often carry the deepest scars. They are the ones who always help, the ones who always say yes. They give their time, their energy, their patience, and their loyalty. They forgive easily. They tolerate disrespect. They sacrifice their comfort to make other people's lives easier. And what do they receive in return? Very often, nothing. No gratitude, no respect, only more demands. They are manipulated, drained, taken for granted, used by the very people they tried to help. And eventually something inside them breaks. Their kindness turns into bitterness. Their generosity turns into suspicion. They begin to believe something dangerous. Maybe kindness is weakness. But more than 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosophers studied this exact problem, and they discovered something unsettling. If you are constantly being used, it is not because you are too kind. It is because your kindness is missing the one thing that makes it powerful: wisdom. From the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius to the philosopher Epictetus, the Stoics understood a psychological truth that most people ignore. Kindness without boundaries is not virtue, it is vulnerability. To stop being used, you must first understand the psychology of the person using you. When someone manipulates a kind person, the victim asks the same question again and again. How could they do this? Don't they see everything I've done for them? Marcus Aurelius lived surrounded by people exactly like this. He was the emperor of Rome, the most powerful man in the world. Yet his court was filled with flatterers, opportunists, and schemers. People constantly tried to use him, manipulate him, gain advantage through him. But Marcus Aurelius was never surprised. Every morning he reminded himself of something brutally honest. He expected to meet people who were ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, and selfish. He expected it. But he did not hate these people. He understood them. Marcus believed these behaviors came from one root cause: ignorance. Ignorance about what is truly good and what is truly bad. Every human being wants happiness. But many people make a fatal mistake. They believe happiness comes from external things: money, status, reputation, power. Once someone believes these things are the ultimate good, their behavior becomes predictable. They will lie, manipulate, exploit kindness, because in their mind, the reward justifies the method. The Stoics called such a person a fool, not evil, not powerful, simply confused. They are chasing shadows. A Stoic understands something very different. External things are not true goods. They can improve comfort, but they cannot create virtue. The only true good is character, wisdom, integrity, self-control. When someone manipulates you to gain money or status, they are not winning. They are trading their character for temporary advantage. They trade gold for dirt. And once you understand this, you stop expecting wolves not to bite. But now we must ask a harder question. Why do you allow it? Many people who are constantly exploited believe their endless giving proves their moral superiority. But Stoicism asks a brutal question. Is your kindness truly virtue, or is it fear in disguise? Imagine this moment. Someone asks you for a huge favor. You are exhausted. You are overwhelmed. You want to say no. But instead, you smile and you say yes. Why? Often the answer is uncomfortable because you are afraid. Afraid they will dislike you. Afraid of conflict. Afraid of disappointing them. In Stoic psychology, this is called a passion, an irrational impulse that overrides reason. fear, desire, anxiety, the need for approval. Many people are not actually being kind. They are trying to control how others see them. They believe if they give enough, help enough, sacrifice enough, people will finally appreciate them. But Epictetus exposed the fatal flaw in this thinking. He introduced the dichotomy of control. Some things are within your control, your actions, your intentions, your choices, but other things are not. Your reputation, other people's opinions, their gratitude. When your kindness depends on being liked, you are trying to control something impossible. And the moment someone realizes this, they gain power over you. Because if you cannot say no, you are not kind. You are controllable. And the world quickly learns how to use controllable people. True Stoic virtue requires courage. The courage to be misunderstood. The courage to disappoint people. The courage to say one simple word, no. So how do you protect yourself without becoming bitter? How do you remain good in a world where some people exploit goodness? The Stoics had a powerful answer. Build your inner citadel. Your inner citadel is your mind, a place where external events cannot enter without your permission. When someone uses you, your mind immediately reacts. You think, I have been harmed, I have been betrayed. But Marcus Aurelius practiced a powerful mental discipline. He reminded himself of a simple truth. External events cannot touch the soul. They cannot force your judgments. Only you can do that. The betrayal itself is simply an event. A person acted selfishly. That is all. The suffering appears when the mind begins telling a dramatic story. My life is ruined. They destroyed everything. The Stoics removed these emotional exaggerations. They described events objectively. My friend betrayed me becomes a person chose advantage over loyalty. My life is ruined becomes I lost money. When you remove the story, the emotional storm weakens. Because the one thing nobody can steal from you is your character. They can take money, opportunities, comfort, but they cannot make you dishonest. They cannot make you cowardly. They cannot make you unjust. And since virtue is the only true good, they have taken nothing of real value. Some people misunderstand Stoicism and think it teaches isolation. If people can be manipulative, why help anyone at all? But the Stoics believed something important. Human beings are social creatures. We are meant to cooperate. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we are made for each other. Helping others is natural, but helping does not mean surrendering your boundaries. Justice is also a virtue. Sometimes the most moral action is not generosity. It is refusal. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for a manipulative person is to stop enabling them. You can walk away, you can protect yourself, you can establish boundaries, but you do it calmly, without hatred, without revenge, because hatred only poisons your own mind. The Stoic sees the manipulator clearly, like a doctor sees a patient, with understanding, but also with caution. You do not hate a sick person, but you also do not let them infect you. If you are a kind person who constantly feels used, do not destroy your kindness. The world desperately needs it. Instead, strengthen it with wisdom. Stop measuring your value through the gratitude of others. Separate what you control from what you never did. You control your generosity. You do not control their appreciation. When someone commits injustice, they damage themselves first. They trade their honor for temporary advantage. You do not need revenge. You only need clarity. Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one. Be kind. But be wise. Be generous. But be courageous. Build boundaries made of iron. And when you stop needing validation, something powerful happens. You become impossible to use, impossible to manipulate. You become free. Master your mind, and no one will ever control your life.